I was born and raised in Santa Barbara, California, moved to Oregon in the late 1970s, and lived in Eugene and worked in the Eugene area since then. After I joined the Apano board about a year ago, I stepped into an interim executive director role, and so I've been doing that for the last 6 or 7 months. And I'm involved with this project as a staff member, along with Peru and Nami, to put this project together. We meet quite a bit outside of this project to make it happen.
Now, why do you vote?
I vote one, it's our right and privilege to vote here, and I also believe it's our responsibility. A lot of people believe that their vote does not count, but I think the way a democracy is set up, despite what you hear from different states and that kind of thing, I really believe that your vote does count, whether it's you're a high school student and you're voting in student body elections, or whether there should be in college smoking on campus or not smoking. I think the vote is a way to express yourself, and now as an adult, I'm really proud to vote each time. Go out of my way to make it happen. In Oregon, I forget which year, I went to the mail-in ballot, and I understand it's really popular, but I really love actually going to the ballot poll and marking my ballot, behind the curtain and that kind of thing, and they used to give you a little sticker, I voted today, did you? So I'm really about, the voting process, civic engagement, and actually, just by chance, I was on the other side of that. I ran for an elected position, school board for the Lane ESD, Educational Service District, and was elected to a board seat. So I participated in different ways, and through my work at Apano, I was trying to get people to get out the vote and register to vote, and so it's exciting to see the different components of the democratic process and civic engagement all come together.
Why are API voices also American voices?
That's the perennial question, who is American? Probably every other day I get asked the question, where are you from? Being born and raised here, I am from here. There's a long history of APIs in the United States, meaning the geography of the United States, our contributions, our heroes. There's a lot of reasons to say, yes, this is part of who we are. Whether you are born and raised here, whether your father was born and raised several generations, or if you're a new immigrant. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't believe that, and so I think that collectively our voice, through the power of vote, will express that we are a large, growing community throughout the United States, throughout Oregon, and the more we express that by going to the polls, the ballot polls, or mailing in your ballot, as it is now, I think it's all more that important. And so to be American, I believe, is the responsibility piece of what I said earlier. It's not only the right and privilege to vote, but it's also your responsibility to vote. And so if we can express that message to our community members within the API communities, I believe it will be better for everyone around them.
What does it mean to you to be an American?
To me, to be an American means several kinds of things. Again, this question, well, who are you? I rarely say I am an American. I usually say I'm Filipino American, I'm Asian American, depending on what's said, and people even say, well, no, you're not really, you're Pacific Islander. I say, well, that's debatable, but if that's what you think, okay. So to be an American in the context of this interview, I think it is to participate in some way, somehow, in the government, in the democratic process. I think the other thing is to support who's ever in those leadership positions, meaning the elected people. They got there through a process, and whether or not you voted for that person, it doesn't matter. They're the person there, so we need to really support the people who are in those positions. And that's where sometimes I have trouble. I have friends because they didn't vote for a certain person, and that person is now in that office. They won't support them, and that's part of the democracy. and in fact they want to sabotage or they want to go around and destroy, what has happened. I actually think that's what's going on with all the presidents that I've voted for. You know, I don't necessarily support the person, but I support that office. And so whatever comes out of that office is something that I, as an American, need to support. Having said that, one of the nice things about being an American is that you can voice your opinion that is contrary to the popular opinion or the people who are in office. And I think that is another thing of what's about being American is so nice. You have a right and a privilege to express yourself here. And a lot of people don't have that right. In fact, their life is threatened if they express themselves. So here, it's one of our rights, one of our privileges, and so we should really exercise it.
And lastly, the right to vote, what does that mean to you?
Again, the right to vote is not only just, I'm repeating myself, but it's both a right and a privilege, but also it's a responsibility. And so you need to inform yourself about the elections, the ballot measures, the candidates, so that your vote is an informed vote. I've heard people say, I think this was President Kennedy in the 60s, they voted for him because they liked the way he looked. I think you need to listen to what people say, talk to your friends. There are different organizations that have what are called ballot parties or ballot forums where they're presenting both sides of the issue so that you have more information. There are candidate forums where people are invited who are running for election to talk about, their platform, about their philosophy, about what they see themselves doing, so that people have a way to inform themselves. And then in our communities, in API communities, it's challenging because of language issues and other kinds of things that sometimes make it not quite as easy. So there are a lot of community groups working to on those obstacles and challenges so that all of the communities feel that they have full access to the information flow so they can make informed decisions.
Thank you very much.
Interviewer Kevin Hou. FaceChapter.com. Shot edited by Sourixay Vilalay. Script questions by Ka Her.